the age of 21 will continue.
Tradition, shackles and bones, and the Fuki started.
The law has failed time and time again.
We are angry.
For students to showcase their talent.
Good evening and welcome to OppiTV's webcast from the African Media Matrix. I'm Nick Anderson.
And I'm Zama Lutuli. In tonight's news, the newly appointed Student Representative Council was announced on Friday the 21st. Sisesake Ntlabezo was inaugurated as president for 2016, with Ligwa Dlomo as vice president. OppiTV field reporter Carrie Moreladi attended the inauguration.
The SRC inauguration for 2016 took place on Friday. OppiTV was there to catch all the excitement.
The person that's going to lead this team for 2016
Academic Councillor,
Activism and Transformation Councillor,
Environmental Councillor,
International Affairs Councillor,
Media Councillor, Oppidan Councillor, Projects Manager,
Residence Councillor,
Student Benefits and Sponsorship Councillor, Sports and Society Councillor.
Do solemnly declare to abide by and uphold the Constitution.
We are a council that is incoming aware of the discomfort and pain that is felt by many students at Rhodes University. Today, we took an oath that was taken not to the institution, but to you, the student body that elected the SRC, to serve at all times, and a promise to stand by you. To stand by the words we said 2 weeks ago when we said we would be accountable, we would be efficient, we would be open, and we would be true to our word in representation, in accountability, in truth, in leadership.
We're at the Rhodes SRC 2016 inauguration, and as you can see and hear, it's been a splendid event. An event which saw the Eden Grove Lecture Theatre filled with capacity. Dr. Mabizela, tell me, you work quite closely with the SRC as well on occasion. How do you feel going into 2016 with this SRC as your team?
Look, I'm absolutely excited. We witness democracy at work today, and students have elected, and we have to work with every student leadership that has been elected by our students. So I'm looking forward to their contribution. We are very fortunate to have outstanding leaders, and I know that they will acquit themselves admirably.
And of course, here he is, the one and only president for 2016. He likes to be called size, so we'll go with that. Firstly, congratulations. In one word, please tell me what you're feeling right now.
Humbled.
Okay, great. Looking forward to, the rest of your term in office, what do you predict to be one of your biggest challenges that you and the SRC are going to face?
Well, I think I'll be honest at the time that there's a bit of this anger, there's pain, there is detachment, and I think the biggest challenge is being able to reconcile that and acknowledge that yes, at times SRC has not fully addressed what the students want, but it can. And if there's anything we can say is like, give us the chance to serve as we are supposed to represent and serve, and that's all I can ask for. But definitely a biggest challenge will be reconciling those differences and understanding at times that, you may not always be able to please someone, but at least be aware of what's happening and acknowledge that that, listen, there are things that aren't right, and there is a system that's not clearly speaking to everyone. And that's going to be a big challenge, and especially such a time when transformation is the word, not just for the word, but because it's a very important thing and there's an urgency to it. But beyond that, we ask for the chance.
That's it, guys. All they want is a chance for you to trust them to do a good job.
This is Carrie Morelani for OppiTV.
Newly elected President Sisesake Hlabezo will be in studio later for a discussion with OppiTV Editor-in-Chief Welcome Nishiba. Stay tuned. In light of the growing dialogue around Black Lives Matter, the recent graffiti incident on the campus has brought our institution into the discussion. The majority of the graffiti focus on the remembrance of the Marikana massacre. Field reporter Pierre Durant has the story.
Recent instances of graffiti on campus, most notably involving the painting of Black Lives Matter outside the university's main admin building, have stimulated conversations about what constitutes legitimate forms of self-expression and protest. The painting behind me was first seen after the evening of the 2nd of August, with the words "Black Pain" appearing elsewhere on campus the following night. 3 students were caught painting by Campus Protection Unit and are currently being investigated for alleged racist comments directed at the officials. Vice-Chancellor Dr. Sizwe Mabizela has said regarding the incidents, this act draws our attention to the fact that there are voices crying to be heard. Graffiti is a form of communication and freedom of speech is protected in our Constitution. The incident has drawn attention to instances of graffiti being used as a means of expression around Grahamstown. With the 16th of August marking a commemoration of the Marikana massacre in 2012, various phrases have appeared in Grahamstown, calling for a remembrance of the event. Other graffiti echoes the call for the decolonisation of the university and transformation within the Grahamstown community. On High Street, Eghini has been spray painted in red on a monument commemorating the establishment of the city of Grahamstown in 1812. Eghini was the name of the area before settlement under Lieutenant Colonel Graham. Another statue on High Street has also been marked with red paint, one which commemorates the victory of European settlers over the Xhosa people in the 5th Frontier War. Despite accusations of vandalism, graffiti in Grahamstown continues to provide a platform for self-expression on matters of political importance.
Rhodes University is known to be the home of the Silent Protest, an event that is held to commemorate and show solidarity for victims of sexual violence. The 9th annual protest took place on the 7th of August. Nambita Nsaulube reports.
Good day everyone, I'm Nambita and we're here today at the Church Square in Grahamstown covering the silent protest. As of now, we're about to speak to Natalie Donaldson, who will tell us more about the event. So Natalie, tell us about the significance of the silent protest in Grahamstown and in South Africa as a whole.
The silent protest is really around trying to symbolize and represent the silence around sex and gender-based violence. So trying to symbolize that only 1 in 9 women speak out or report sexual violence, and also that there's a silencing around actually talking about the issue of sexual violence amongst people who are not necessarily survivors or victims of gender-based violence. So that is what we're trying to do. There's kind of 2 purposes to the protest. 1, to raise awareness around gender-based violence, to break the silence around gender-based violence, and 2, to also provide a kind of healing space, a place of solidarity to be able to stand with those survivors of gender-based violence.
Right, and I mean a question that's on everyone's minds is what is the attendance in comparison to previous years?
Well, we don't have exact numbers, but I think it's pretty much on a par with last year. The exact numbers we have is that we know that 1,000 resident students signed up on RE Connected. In terms of community involvement, which is where our big focus was this year, is getting the community involved, there were probably a couple of 100 people who signed in at the Raphael Center, as well as other various community organizations.
Just tell us a bit about the experience of the day, like what's it been like for you as students?
Well, I mean, I only arrived about an hour ago, and we were on the Rhodes lawn over there, and I mean, yeah, it's very different, and it's like it raises awareness because I don't know, it's unique to everything that we do at school and everything that we do otherwise. So it's quite a good way, like being silent. It's different and raises awareness because it's different. And
yeah, I agree totally. I think it's for a good cause. It's raising awareness, and I think it's a great thing.
So basically, I thought it was important for me to join the silent protest from first year. It's my honors year now, so this is my 4th year in. It's important because, well, to me personally, because first of all, I'm a female, and that our bodies are being violated on a day-to-day basis actually does not sit well with me at all, and it shouldn't with anybody else. So I think it's important to take a stand and for there to be numbers and spread awareness.
Well, look, the history of sexual abuse, it's just even especially in this country, is just really, really bad, and I feel like it hasn't been given the right kind of campaigns in the past, as opposed to like what we do here. And I think it's just a really good thing, getting everyone to stand together, wearing the same shirt, showing support for each other as students, each other as human beings, each other as Africans. Because I mean, if we don't have each other, what else do we have in the world?
It's 5 o'clock now, and many of the participants have come into the cathedral. Unfortunately, this is as far as we can go, as this is a very sacred space for many of the participants. This marks the end of the silent protest for 2015, and I am Nambita reporting for OppiTV.
We now cross over to sports correspondent Brandon Yates for a wrap-up on all things InterVarsity.